you cannot not talk about the auto sector. Shrishti, and that too auto sector with you, given the fact that Bajaj Auto under pressure, 11% cut coming in for that particular counter.
Well, certainly, Cheryl, and let me take the clock a little back and understand that what was the reason that Bajaj Auto have seen such a stellar run-up. Because from 10,000 to 13,000 sort of a rally that we have seen, the factors that were supportive were the EV sales, the push in the CNG sales, as well as the exports seemed to be a good recovery. And indeed, there was some bit of a resilience or some bit of a cushion that was coming in from the domestic sales, which was actually showing a double-digit growth all throughout these quarters. But for now, the major dent is coming in from the festive season sales, because for all these auto companies, this 42 days of the festive season is very much important, because it does contribute to over 20% of their annual sales. And in that, Bajaj Auto is highlighting that the sales still now is actually less than what they were expecting, because do remember, from all the segments, the major hopes that the industry was spinning in was from the two-wheeler segment. And in that, Bajaj Auto, being the major auto two-wheeler company, first up has come ahead and said that the festive season sales have seen an uptick of just 1 to 2% on a YY basis, while for the whole year they are expecting the 3 to 5% of an uptick could be there, and that's also lower than their projection of 5 to 8% at an industry level that they have shared earlier. So a guidance cut on a two-wheeler industry level front, as well as the major weakness that we are seeing in the festive season sales this time around, were the factors that were not that great for Bajaj Auto, and maybe coming in as a surprise at this price point that the stock is dented so much. Let's also have a look at the brokerages, what they are saying, because all in all, these brokerages have gone ahead and raised their target price, given the fact that the numbers were not that disappointing. All the numbers were actually in line to our estimates as well. But a lot of these brokerages have downgraded the rating, given the kind of run-up that we have already seen in Bajaj Auto and the kind of valuations the stock was trading at. If we talk about ICICI Securities, Equirus, CLSA, Citi, as well as Axis Cap, even MK and Kotak have reduced their rating, or rather maintaining a sell on Bajaj Auto at this point in time. And all in all of these brokerages, like majority of them, have gone ahead and raised the target price. But the key to note is that they are not sounding that bullish, or rather not recommending a buy at this price point. So Cheryl, not only on Bajaj Auto, given the kind of commentary that we are seeing from Bajaj Auto, it's a rub-off impact on Hero MotoCorp as well as TVS is what we are seeing.
Absolutely. But let's take a look at what also Ola Electric is doing at this point in time, because yes, it has a major presence in the electric market. You also have Bajaj Auto Chetak also over there. But yes, you have Ola Electric seeing milder losses when you compare it to the rest of the auto pack. The key to note is now you have Ola that is trading sub the 90 rupees per share mark. But let's take the conversation forward with Sharmila Joshi. But before that, let's hear out actually what Vinkesh Gulati had to say when we had actually touched base with him to understand what exactly is happening with the auto sector.
Inventory in two-wheeler is not a challenge as of today. We are seeing a good demand here. The inquiries are good. And with rural support, we'll 100% see a good sales with a double-digit growth, maybe just a initial double-digit growth. By the year-end, calendar or fiscal, we will see a double-digit growth happening on the retail side. H2 is better than H1. So that is what I'm commenting on. If we have seen 9.08% growth in two-wheeler H1, I'm sure the fiscal year will end around 10 to 12, not below that.
All right, so that is what Vinkesh Gulati had to say about the way how the demand scenario goes in for the two-wheeler segment. But let's bring on board our experts today. We have Aditya Arora, who's joining us on the technicals, while on the fundamentals we have Sharmila Joshi to talk to us more about what exactly is happening in the auto sector, as well as to take your queries. Very good morning to you, Aditya, as well as Sharmila. Thank you so much for joining us. And Sharmila, how can I not ask you about Bajaj Auto? What exactly has gone wrong with this counter? No doubt the commentary is not that enthusing when you talk about the festive demand or the festive sales, but the stock is down about 11%.
Combination of reasons. Obviously, I think you are taking cue from the fact that the guidance has been weak, and where the two-wheeler space is concerned, you were sort of banking on the fact that the festive sales would be good. given the fact that we've had a very strong monsoon, and that is always a factor that impacts two-wheeler volumes. And I think the second thing combined with that is that the fact that these stocks had run up ahead of their valuation. So you are already sort of factoring that in, and you are expecting interest rates to come down. You're expecting all the good things, and you put that in the price. And then, you have a bad sort of guidance coming from the management. And that takes, its obvious toll, and you see a sell-off, because this was a sector that had gone up ever since we sort of get closer to the RBI meet and expecting going into that cycle where interest rates would be cut. So having said all that, I continue to be positive on the sector. Let's allow the stocks to correct before we buy. But whether it's a Bajaj Auto, whether it's a TVS Motor, whether it's a Hero Motor, whether it is stocks in the passenger vehicle space or even stocks in the commercial vehicle space like Ashok Leyland, I continue to be positive. But as I said, markets are in a bit of a, they are in this undecided mode right now. And then we've had sort of bad commentary. So let's let all that play out, and then we will look to buy. But
I think, yeah.
All right, so that's the take coming in from Sharmila, that at this price point, maybe somebody can look to buy given the kind of fall that we have seen. And she was also highlighting what did come out on the commentary front. But Aditya, let me also welcome you. Very good morning, and thank you so much for your time. What's your take on Bajaj Auto on the technical front? It's a sharp fall coming in for Bajaj Auto, and not just that, a rub-off impact on the rest of the two-wheeler counters as well. Firstly, tell us how you spotting Bajaj Auto on the charts, as well as your take on the rest of the bag.
Very good morning to you and to everyone. Look, we had seen a stellar run in Bajaj Auto from almost 3,000 odd levels to 12,800. So stock had done pretty much of a good show over there. But oscillators were pretty overheated around 12,800. So a correction was little likely, and we had seen parabolic run, euphoric run in auto companies. But on the contrary side, on the other front, we were always hearing that the inventory pileup is happening in four-wheeler space and two-wheeler space also. The sales are not very encouraging. So this was a little bit discounted. And if we talk purely on basis of technical, then today we have, fallen. The stock Bajaj Auto has fallen with a gap. So I think this gap will take some time to get filled. And I think this is a runaway gap. So there's little more downside over here. Right now, the stock is trading at 10,293. I think the stock could further take its previous swing low, which is placed at 8,700. Technically, we are already seeing lower low, lower bottom, lower high, lower bottom pattern in Bajaj Auto. So I think one should wait for the dust to settle down, and investors could get better opportunity around 8,500 odd levels.
All right, so you are expecting further downside come in, at least on Bajaj Auto. And Sharmila, you were completing the point of two-wheeler majors, Bajaj Auto, and also likewise TVS Motor and Hero MotoCorp. We lost you on that thought of yours.
No, so I was just saying that I continue to be positive on those. Let's as we were just hearing, let the dust settle, let the correction happen, and then we will look to enter. So not just two-wheelers, I think even the passenger vehicle space, even a stock like an Ashok Leyland, I continue to be positive on the sector and the space.
Right, that's Sharmila's take coming in on Bajaj Auto, as well as the rest of the auto majors at this price point. But
there comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits, and then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.